heard a really crazy story not too long ago from a couple that I was doing some premarital counseling with. And they had a friend, and they met this friend at a wedding, and she was kind of telling this story. And this girl had a pet snake, which that's one of my top rules. Like, that was one of my top rules. Don't ever date a girl with a pet snake. That's just weird. It's scary. All right. But anyways, this girl had a pet snake, and she was telling him the story. She was like, yeah. My snake got sick, and I had to take him to the vet. I didn't know what was wrong with him. And she was telling the vet, my snake hasn't eaten in a long time, like in about a month or two. I don't really know what's wrong with my snake. And so the vet's listening to her, and going, "You're crazy." Okay, I'll write that down. But anyways, the girl's telling him all this stuff, and the vet says this. He goes, "Well, is there anything else abnormal that this snake's doing?" So she thought for a little bit, and she was like, "Yeah, actually it is. There is some things." She goes, "I've had this snake since it was a baby." And it was like a boa or a python or some crazy, big, nasty, freaky snake. Anyway, she said, "I had this snake since I was a baby, and I would, when it was a baby, I would sleep with it on my pillow." Yeah. She said, "I would sleep with it on my pillow, and so it'd be right here, but, then I'd like roll over in the night and be a little snake up in my hair, it doesn't work well with the hair the next day." And so she said, as it got bigger, I moved it down and put it at the foot of my bed, and it would sleep down there. And so it's been sleeping down there for years. And so now, it's gotten really big, and it would just kind of stay down there. But she goes, recently, the last couple months, she goes, I don't know why it's doing this, but she goes, I'll wake up in the middle of the night, and the snake will be stretched out along my side, like from my foot all the way up to my armpit. And the vet looked at her and he said, "Ma'am, you need to kill that snake immediately." And she's like, "Why? Not Snuggles. No, I don't want to kill, I don't know if that was the snake's name, but anyways. He was like, "Yeah, you need to kill this snake immediately." And she's like, "Why? What's the problem?" He said, "That snake is measuring you to see how big it needs to get to eat you." Gosh. When I heard that story, I didn't sleep good for like 2 weeks. So I'm sorry. All right? We'll pray a blessing over y'all before y'all leave tonight. Next week's lesson will be how to deal with fear. All right? We'll talk to Chandler about that. The whole point of that is that this snake, when she got it when it was young, it was small, right? She named it Snuggles or whatever, right? It was cute. If a snake can be cute, I don't know. But it was manageable. Does that make sense? And then as she had it and she continues to feed it and do all these things, the snake began to grow and grow and grow until it became unmanageable. Guys, listen. That is exactly how sin is in your lives and my life. Like Satan puts these things, and he has a scheme for every one of our lives. Every one of us in here. He has a scheme to steal, kill, and destroy our lives. And so he's not just going to throw something huge on your plate. Like, you're not just going to go one day, like, "Look, I got a 12-foot boa. Awesome," right? He's going to put something small and discreet in your life and go, "Oh, this isn't that big of a deal." And you've kind of got this little pet sin on the side that you're just kind of feeding. Nobody knows about it. It's not bothering anybody. It's not hurting anybody. And you're justifying it like that. It's not bothering you. This doesn't affect anyone else. And it's really not affecting me. Matter of fact, I'm even growing really good at managing this. Like, I'm taking care of it. No, it's not getting out. It's not affecting my relationships or my dating or my marriage or my parenting. It's not affecting any of these other things. It's just this little pet sin that I just keep right here by my side, and it's not really affecting anybody. And all the while, that sin is growing and growing and growing and growing until it becomes unmanageable. And it's going to kill you. It's going to kill you. And so that's why I say we cannot just think that we're going to simply outgrow our sin. We've got to take it to the Lord every day. And so that struggle, that temptation that you have, you've got to run to the Lord and go, "God, I can't do this.